Hi Jen, it's fantastic to be here. How are you?
I'm fine. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. I've seen so much of your beautiful work on YouTube and on the websites. So I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to share this with you.
Thank you. Well, I can't wait to hear more about the Resilient Therapist workshop because this sounds really key for lots of people. So, and I know that you're really keen to tell me. So, what inspired you, first of all, to actually create the Resilient Therapist workshop?
Well, my own experience, first of all, of struggling to deal with intense client issues and maintain my own state. And I used to think that I was on my own in that. And then I started to hear other clients talk about their therapists who were struggling, which was interesting. And then other colleagues would say, oh, I have this client and every time she walks out I feel so exhausted and now I'm dreading seeing her, which is really sad. And others will talk about energy vampires, and I think that's very accurate but quite hysterical and bizarre that we should think of our clients that way. That could also relate to family and friends, of course. You know, we all have the odd energy vampire in our life that seems to drain us. Just talking to them is enough to fall over. But more importantly, I have an awareness of a lot of colleagues who have dropped out of doing the great work that they do because they just haven't got anything left. You can't give if you don't have, and that's a really big issue.
Jen, what might be the symptoms? How might someone know that they're in this space where they need help?
Well, I guess at an extreme level, they get sick. They get exhausted, they get overloaded, they have more aches and pains, they don't sleep well. They think about their clients more than they should out of hours. So things haunt them. I think that idea of dreading seeing a client is a pretty fair indicator that something's amiss. But if you hear yourself saying something on the lines of, you know, I'm really struggling with this one, or I'm just so tired, or if I don't take a break soon, I'm just going to fall over. Worse, it's I'm thinking I might have to give up if this keeps going. But I would dearly love for really good therapists and helpers and carers of all kinds to never reach that point. You know, to go, I'm looking forward to seeing my clients. I feel great about doing my work. I'm so passionate and excited and I have so much energy around this, and doing my work makes me feel better. And that's where I've learnt to come, and it's where I want to take other therapists, other healers, coaches, trainers, to make sure they have all the skills that they need.
What I'm hearing is that it sounds completely obvious to me, you know, listening to what you're saying. It's like, well, wouldn't everybody know, yes, I'm overdoing it, or, you know, I'm letting my energy be depleted, and then wouldn't they do something about it? What I'm hearing is that maybe that's not the norm.
I think it's very common for therapists and related professionals to really struggle with the idea of saying no and setting boundaries. There's a certain amount of guilt in not helping. The idea of putting yourself first is often really alien to somebody in a caring profession of any kind, whether it's nursing staff, any therapist. Coaches are marginally better at it, but if they have a therapy association, often not so. We want to help, we want to make a difference. And in so doing, the temptation is to put the client first. But I'm back to you can't give what you don't have.
And I'm really getting that sense that if people are willing to give up being a therapist, is that because they don't realise there's anything that they can do about this?
I think they realise that they reach burnout before they recognise that there's a zone, a middle range, where I'm feeling fabulous, I'm stretched a bit, I'm struggling, I'm burnt out. So recognising much earlier, you know, because we all give more than is necessarily good for us sometimes, but that's fine if you go, oh, I need to look after myself today. I really need to pay attention. But more than that, besides the whole boundaries issue, but behind the day-to-day stuff, it's important for people to know that there's actually a physical process going on that is engendering the whole energy contract going bad. It's not only an energetic thing, it's rapport, it's physical rapport. If somebody creates empathy with a person who is sick, angry, miserable, whatever it is, because our clients don't come in because they feel fantastic. I wish, but they don't. We're there to help them come over that. Then we have got to recognise that we match their speed of speech, their body language, their tone of voice, the muscle tension they carry. And a lot of people will perceive that they take on their client's stuff because they're literally reflecting the physiology. They're reflecting their mind state, and their biochemistry is affected. It's quite a direct thing. But it's not that the clients are taking away from you as a therapist, but they are that you are matching them. And to learn that you can do rapport in a healthy way, that you can be in a wonderful state and create something that lifts the client to you, now that's powerful. And it's a process, it's something, a skill that can be learnt. It isn't just random. And that's what I want to share with the people on my courses, on my workshops. So,
and it's a one-day workshop, two-day workshop?
at the moment it's a one-day workshop. We're going to develop into a whole program of things that support therapists and trainers and coaches and people in the caring professions generally. And that I'm really excited about.
So this means that those who really love their work can continue
Yes.
whatever.
Whatever. They can be resilient and do more for longer. Feel good while they do good. That's what I want to create.
Fantastic.